we're going to go over the fall activities that we have here on the weekdays and Saturdays. So on the weekdays here, we offer the U-Pick, pumpkins, the U-Play, and the corn maze. Sometimes we have other activities that we open, our Saturday extras, and when that happens, that gets announced on Homebase and our Facebook page. So you can always stay up to date from our Facebook, and then Homebase will always put the messages out. So on the weekdays, let's talk about this. So when you come, the people that are coming to play, they'll either go in our west lot back there or our lot right here. This lot is always used for short-term parking only, about 10-minute parking and handicap. So that's what the front is for. So if you're here to do fall activities, it's always going to be that lot back there or this one. All right. The U-Play corn maze, $8.95 for the corn maze, $8.95 for the U-Play. Combo is $12.95. On Saturdays, the pricing is $10.95 for corn maze, $10.95 for U-Play, and then $16.95 for combo. Always important that there is the ages of 14 and under must be accompanied by an adult. Anyone over the age of 3 is charged. And on Wednesdays, we have a special going on that if you're over the age of 21, you can get in for free. So Wednesdays, adults are free. You can enter from this area. You can enter from 10 to 5, and you can stay until 6, meaning that you can purchase any wristbands from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then you can stay and play and do the corn maze until 6 p.m. and that is when we close. So that is the entrance area for our U-Play and corn maze. So next step is, so once you've gotten your wristband, they are color coded. So we have the U-Play, the corn maze, and the combo tickets are all color coordinated to whatever that would be for that day. So typically our U-Play is pink and our corn maze is green, and the combos usually change. Once you head past this white tent, you have the arch of the U-Play. You can go around this corner to do the corn maze, and we also have our Saturday extra of the apple cannons down there as well. Once you enter into our U-Play, it's for all ages. All adults and children can do everything in here. So the adults, like you just probably saw over here, he's doing the ducky races. We have our pillows up there. There's some adults down there. There isn't anybody really in there, but that's our foosball area for families to play. So everything in here is for all ages. So we're just gonna walk around and show you guys what we have. So again, these are our pillows. Take your shoes off and you jump. Over here, we have our bikes. Adults and children can do this. Down there at the other end, we have basketball. We have the wall balls. There's a volleyball cage, I guess we could call it, down there that you would go into. There's the octoball game right over there. We have a smaller little pumpkin pillow down there for the little guys to go on if this one's too much. And then straight ahead, we have our tire tumblers that you would ride them down from one end to the other. All right, coming down this end of it. So in here is our corn crib. This is always a favorite. Toddlers and kids and little babies, they love going in there. So this year we've really extended everything, so we have a lot more room. It's really spaced out. We have the little magnetic things to make a Mr. Potato Head and stuff. So there's stuff just everywhere in here. There's always something for someone to do. We have our beelines there. So what they do is they go down, they'll stop down there, and then the next person will walk it up, and then they'll start back on that platform and go down again. So that's our beeline, and then we have these big slides down here. All right, so this is our U-Play, like just a general overview of that. As you can see, this is a good example down there, the colored shirts, that's a school group. So we do school groups. They can make reservations on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and they would go right to FightForOrchards.com, and then from there they'd pick their date and their times, and then they would fill up their slot, and then I would get back to them, I'd confirm everything, and then they would come out either on school buses or cars or, you know, something like that. So then they come out here and they just come out here to play, and they could do the corn maze. So that is a separate fee. And again, that is through our website, favoriteorchards.com. That is how they would book a school group. All right, so if you're not doing the U-Play and you want to do the corn maze, you would head over here and follow the corn maze signs. You'll be given a map, and the map has all the stations on it, and it says right here there are 12 different corn you find signs. So there's brain teasers at each of them that you would figure out, and then there's how you could check them off. So that's that area, and when you're done and you've went through all the stations, you would post a picture and you would tag us on Facebook, tag Pfeiffer Orchards, and then from there you could enter to win a chance for a gift card, which is the 150 or the 30. So once you've taken the walk down here from the main entrance, this is the corn maze entrance, and again it talks to you about what the corn you find, the signs, the maze rules, and you just would follow the map once you come in. So we're going to go to station number 1 on the map to give you an idea of what the brain teasers look like. So here is number 1, and you just kind of look at the picture and try to figure it out. So there's a kettle, and there's corn, kettle corn. And that's brain teaser number 1. These are the apple cannons. These are right before you would get to the corn maze. Our apple cannons, you can enter from 10 to 5:30. The apple cannon price is 5 shots for $5 or 20 shots for $15. And this is an a la carte activity, so you would pay when you get here. And it is a Saturday extra, or when we have some special days where we keep it open, but this is not an everyday activity. So with this activity, we would have a white tent right here that would be set up with a table. You would come up, you would enter through the line. It's hard to see, but there's the line down there. You would enter that line, and then that's where you would pay for your 5 shots or your 20 shots. And then you would come up onto the deck, and from there you would use those apples to shoot at the targets. And these are the apple cannons. All right, so when you're done with the corn maze, or it's Saturday and you've done the apple cannons down there, our U-Plays here, you would exit right through this small area here. And then that is our U-Play, corn maze, and apple cannon area. All right, so when you want to pick your own, we have U-Pick pumpkins, and then on Saturdays we have U-Pick apples. So on Saturdays we'll have a sign up there as well for the apples. But Monday through Saturday we have pumpkin picking available, and on the weekdays you would check in at our U-Play tent first before you headed out to the U-Pick. On Saturdays, that is when we have the Saturday extra of the apple picking, as well as the pumpkin picking out here. This area out here is called the hub. So this would be the central location where you would pick pumpkins and apples. So the hub area out here, when you see that big white tent, that is for the pumpkin picking. So on weekdays, the customers would just go out and pick them, and they would be paying at that white tent that the U-Play in the corn maze, that tent is where they would pay. But on Saturdays, we have a staff member out here with a table, castor and clover, and then from here, the customers would go out, pick their pumpkins, and then they would pay at that white tent when they're done. It is $9.95 per pumpkin, and it is for an immediate household, so you are required to purchase a pumpkin when you head out to the patch. So even if you're just going out to pick, or not to pick, if you're going out to take photos, you would be required to purchase a pumpkin. If you have a photographer with you, they would also be required to purchase a pumpkin. This area right here, we would have a white tent on Saturdays for the apple picking, and the tractor's there, and that is $24.95 per bag for the apple picking. You would get on the wagon, and then you would head out to the apple orchard where another staff member would be down there to direct you and tell you how to pick. And then from there, you would go down to the end of the orchard, get picked up on the wagon, and then you'd come back to the hub. So that's again $24.95. The pumpkins are $9.95. You can enter these areas from 10 to 5:30. So the last wagon goes off at 5:30. And then out here, the same thing. You can enter from 10 to 5:30, but you could be, picking pumpkins until 6 o'clock. And that is a walkthrough of our outdoor activities.